My name is Sandra Gaine. I am the Tusker brand manager at Uganda Breweries. So today we're officially launching the Tusker Neon Revs, the Tusker Light Neon Revs. We launched it today at Wandegea with a flash mob. That was really exciting, that we got very many dance groups coming here to compete. And we will be taking this across the different cities in the country. So today we've started with the launch. We'll be moving with auditions. We'll start with Hoima, and then we'll move across the country. So any dance crew with a minimum of 3 dancers and a maximum of 10 can register and take part in the competition. We'll be running rallying calls in the different cities where we'll be holding the revs for people to actually register and participate.
Two popular urban dancers, Busted Fame and Uncle Mayani, together with their crews, had taken an earlier social media battle on who is Uganda's better dancer to the streets, step-up style.
We are not beefing, but I think that's why he thinks he's better and I think I'm better. So we have left it to you to decide. Say either Mayani or Busted Fame.
Nightlife met learning and talent met real opportunity as the Creative Lab transformed Paradigm into a hub of learning and music and knowledge and so much fun. At the center of experience was celebrated Ugandan producer Axon, who led a deeply engaging and thought-provoking music production masterclass that went far beyond beats and melodies.
They've had a platform to engage with Axon. And that's what we're talking about when we say Guinness Smooth is empowering creators to make music their own, to make their acts their own and share their magic with the rest of the world. So for them to, it's not every day that you get to have this opportunity to rub shoulders with Axon and ask him so many questions about local music production, how to cross the borders for your music to reach global standards, publishing, how to make more money. The session is still going on. So it's supposed to be just 30 minutes, but we're still here, still listening to him on silent disco. So it's incredible that guys are listening to him and they're looking forward to also having a live studio session with him to just produce some music with him probably and also engage more. Who knows? They might have a chance.
That's all we had for you this week here on E-Check. The show is proudly sponsored by Johnny Walker, your #1 premium whiskey. My name is Winnie Mbabazi and I check out.
For them to, it's not every day that you get to have this opportunity to rub shoulders. How to cross the borders for your music.
12 years. Sweet, smooth.
The session is still going on. It was supposed to be just 30 minutes, but we are still here, still listening to him on silent disco. So it's incredible that guys are listening to him and they're looking forward to also having a live studio session with him, to just produce some music with him probably, and also engage more. Who knows? They might have.
That's all we had for you this week here on E-Check. The show is proudly sponsored by Johnny Walker, your #1 premium whiskey. My name is Winnie Mbabazi and I check out.
With notes that only come with 12 years in a barrel. Sweet, smooth toffee, rich fruit, and a touch of smoke. Tastes as good as it sounds.
NTV, turning on your world.
Work so hard. Your dreams shouldn't wait. A better home, side hustle, your dream car, your kids' future. This is your time. Tandika Mugia with KCB Bank's unsecured salary loan of up to 500 million shillings. Get your loan approved in just 48 hours and enjoy up to 10 million shillings.
Beautiful, soft care pads. So fit, so right.
Business in the wild. Ginger Nile Resort conference facilities have the latest LED screens and PA system, ideal for corporate events and retreats, with a touch of a vintage and the luxurious accommodations. Book with us today. Ginger Nile Resort.
NTV, turning on your world.
A very good evening and welcome to NTV Tonight. Thank you all for joining us. I am Sandra Kahumza and joining us on the sign language is Maureen Nambalirwa. We are coming to you live from our NTV studios here at the Serena Conference Center. Here is a quick look at the stories that we'll be looking at tonight.
NTV Tonight, brought to you by
DFCU, going further together.
Tonight,
these stalls are free of charge.
So far, we have 161 applications.
Nearly a week after their removal from the streets of Kampala's Central Business District, displaced vendors say they are still grappling with how to stay in business.
Whenever you use a middleman, they will charge you.
The government tips motorists on how to avoid scam artists.
Like within the shortest time possible. Turnaround is mostly within 1 week.
Were stealing digital number plates from their vehicles. Just pay 75,000 shillings and get a new set of number plates. Also on NTV Tonight.
They should actually do everything possible and let us have voting.
The opposition Uganda People's Congress Party has backed calls to adopt the secret ballot voting method for the upcoming local and women council elections. And in July 2025, a couple in Ntv, Deborah and David Mutaga, were brutally murdered by an assailant. We ask why the police has not been able to catch him.
#240# anytime to pay bills, buy airtime, send money, load floats, manage cards, and even grab a loan of up to 5 million shillings. Welcome to DFCU Bank Kumapesa. Real banking convenience on your Mapesa phone.
DFCU, going further together.
This is NTV Tonight.
Thank you once again for joining us here on NTV.
Actually do everything possible and let us have voting.
The opposition Uganda People's Congress Party has backed calls to adopt the secret ballot voting method for the upcoming local and women council elections. And in July 2025, a couple in Ntv, Deborah and David Mutaga, were brutally murdered by an assailant. We ask why the police has not been able to catch him.
#240# anytime to pay bills, buy airtime, send money, load floats, manage cards, and even grab a loan of up to 5 million shillings. Welcome to DFCU Bank Kumapesa. Real banking convenience on your Mapesa phone.
DFCU, going further together.
This is NTV Tonight.
Thank you once again for joining us here on NTV Tonight. You're with me, Sandra Kahumza, and Maureen Nambalirwa on the sign language. Now, starting us off, nearly a week after their removal from the streets of Kampala's central business district, displaced vendors have raised concerns that they are still grappling with how to stay in business. Kampala Capital City Authority maintained that space is available in gazetted markets such as Usafi Market, Useka Market, and Nakawa Market. But a spot check by Ntv Uganda reveals a mixed picture as hundreds of stores remain vacant, even as dozens of former street vendors slowly trickle into the market. As David Ijo reports, this raises fresh questions about whether the relocation plan is translating into full occupancy on the ground.
Following the recent eviction of street vendors from the central business district of Kampala and surrounding areas, frustrations continue to simmer among traders who say they were left stranded.
And so far, 50 vendors have already gotten space here in the market and they are working. They were on the streets of Busega, and so far they have brought their clothes, they have brought their shoes, some were selling fish. We had jackfruit vendors and they are already here. They have gotten peaches and they are operating.
Meanwhile, at Nakawa Market, officials confirmed that 36 vendors have been admitted into stalls out of 100 that were previously unoccupied.
These stalls are free of charge. Let not anyone lie to you that maybe there are costs that are required for you to acquire one stall. The requirements for one to be able to get a stall in Nakawa Market, these ones. One, you need to have LOC1 letter from that village where you stay, your place of residence. And then number two, we require one to carry with him or her the national ID, such that because it helps us to capture your details.
The situation now shifts from eviction to adaptation, and whether the proposed alternatives can sustainably accommodate Kampala's informal trading community. David Ijo, NTV.
Now, graduates in neurosurgery and pathologists are appealing to the government to improve their working conditions, especially in job allocation, salary increment and tuition fee subsidies, hoping that this will increase their numbers in the country. According to these graduates, there are fewer than 30 pathologists and only 28 neurosurgeons in Uganda, which they say is a very small number.
It was confirmed that 36 vendors have been admitted into stalls out of 100 that were previously unoccupied.
These stalls are free of charge. Let not anyone lie to you that maybe there are costs that are required for you to acquire one stall. The requirements for one to be able to get a stall in Nakawa market, these ones. One, you need to have LOC1 letter from that village where you stay, your place of residence. Then number two, we require one to carry with him or her the national ID, such that because it helps us to capture your details.
The situation now shifts from eviction to adaptation, and whether the proposed alternatives can sustainably accommodate Kampala's informal trading community. David Ijo, NTV.
Now, graduates in neurosurgery and pathologists are appealing to the government to improve their working conditions, especially in job allocation, salary increment and tuition fee subsidies, hoping that this will increase their numbers in the country. According to these graduates, there are fewer than 30 pathologists and only 28 neurosurgeons in Uganda, which they say is a very small number considering the demand for their services. Now, this appeal came on the second day of Makerere University's 76th graduation ceremony.
Makerere University held the second day of its 76th graduation ceremony, which saw hundreds of graduates from the College of Health Sciences, College of Veterinary Medicine, Animal Resources and Biosecurity, College of Natural Sciences and the School of Public Health graduate in various academic disciplines.
Congratulations to our graduates. Today is a day of joy, pride, and enormous promise. You have worked hard for this moment, and you deserve every celebration that comes with it.
Today's graduates include Dr. Peter Kongo and Dr. Margaret Chamulabi, who are among the graduates with degrees in pathology and neurosurgery, respectively, from the College of Health Sciences. Dr. Kongo, who is also an associate consultant of pathology at Kawempe National Referral Hospital, said his journey to becoming a pathologist was driven by his desire to provide answers to doctors treating patients with complex conditions.
Every specialty, subspecialty in medicine requires a pathologist. There are those that are specialized in cardiac, there are those that specialize in forensic. For example, if someone has been found dead in the bush, and they are brought to us in the hospital, we are the ones who provide answers. The world needs answers. If someone has died in the home, we are the ones who provide answers. If someone has a tumor, a swelling, we are the ones who provide answers.
Dr. Kongo's research focused on primary myocardial thrombosis, or the formation of a blood clot inside a coronary artery in fetal COVID-19, and his findings informed policy and treatment protocols for the disease.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, that's when I joined to do my Masters of Medicine in Pathology. And so many people were dying. So I was so intrigued by the fact that people are dying, we're not providing answers. So I looked at the lungs of the people who died of COVID-19. I was able to answer my research questions. I discovered that people were bleeding in the lungs. They were having what we call microthrombi, majority of them. And this informed policy, this informed treatment protocols.
Dr. Margaret Chamulabi, a third female neurosurgeon, also graduated with a master's degree in her field. Her research focused on trauma and proteins released when people are traumatized.
We have about 50 patients of trauma every day in casualty. So I wanted to see do something that can help at least quicken our job, like something like you just do a test quickly and find out if this patient will survive or not, or can I go to surgery, or can I change to the ward, can they send them home, they'll be okay. But I found out that this protein in patients who are mildly traumatized, it will not be as functional.
Dr. Chamulabi hopes that her research will lead to the development of a cost-effective test for trauma patients, reducing the need for CT scans.
Man will not have to to go through a CT scan if they can use that protein and it's proven to be effective. So a CT scan costs about maybe a lemon is 150. I was thinking that this test could cost about 35,000. So that would be cost saving and easy to use.
According to Dr. Kongo, there are fewer than 30 pathologists and only 28 neurosurgeons in Uganda. They attribute this shortage to limited training capacity, harsh working conditions, and the tendency for specialists to migrate abroad. The specialists are urging the government to prioritize these cadres by improving job allocation, salary structures, and tuition support for such students. The graduation ceremonies continue tomorrow when graduates from Makerere University Business School and the College of Business and Management Sciences will formally receive their degrees. Betty Mudondo, NTV Tonight.
Thank you, Betty. Now, the Works Ministry has advised motorists who fall victim to the number plate theft racket not to pay any bribes to scammers, but file for duplicates. As the transition to digital number plates through the Intelligent Transport Management Systems, ITMS, takes shape, several motorists have been hoodwinked by gangs who steal number plates and ask for cash later. The ministry also unveiled plans for a massive rollout of the mandatory registration of digital number plates across the country in a bid to combat crime.
Motorists have until 2027 to transition to the Intelligent Transport Management System, ITMS, with fully registered digital number plates. The project is aimed at phasing out the old, easily manipulated plates, and Works Ministry authorities say the exercise is currently a bit low-key as they plan to establish regional ITMS offices for a massive implementation across the country.
It's a bit slow because of the infrastructure that we need to put throughout the country. This the ministry is handling, but of course due to budgetary constraints, that is why we have got certain some challenges. But we are trying as much as possible to see that we roll this out as fast as possible.
In the midst of this process, the theft of number plates by gangs who later demand for money is increasing. The government resolve follows reports that a trader, Medi Kayemba, had his car registration plate stolen, according to videos making rounds on social media. The scammers, who mostly target cars parked in residential neighborhoods and parking yards, demanded for 300,000 shillings to return the plates after he reported the matter to police. In response, the Works Ministry has been able to replace his number plates in an hour after he paid the required 75,000 shillings for each plate. The turnaround time for replacement of a plate at the Works Ministry is 1 week. Susan Kataike has clarified on the charges required.
If you're getting a plate for the first time with vehicles, new vehicles that are coming into the country, they pay 714, 300,000. That is if what we call first time registration, 700,000, 14, 300. That's how much you pay. But if you already have a vehicle which has the old registration plate, you pay 150,000. That is what you pay. And if you lose and you want a duplicate, you will pay 75,000. Once you lose your plate, what you do, you report to the police as soon as possible. They confirm that the plate is actually gone. You follow the process once again. You request for a duplicate.
The plates are embedded with a tracking system designed to curb vehicle-related crime, and in its initial days, the project faced scrutiny over privacy concerns. Kataiki has advised motorists to avoid middlemen when filing for a replacement.
You know, we are so much used to middlemen. We think government does not deliver on its services, so we like using middlemen. Whenever you use a middleman, they will charge you. And that will make you think that actually it is government services that are expensive. But this person is making you pay for offering you a service. But you can walk to a motor vehicle registration in Nakawa, you will do the paperwork, and you will be able to get your registration plate within the shortest time possible. Turnaround is mostly within 1 week. You will have gotten your plate.
Let's speak about Section 33(1) of the Traffic and Road Safety Act 1998 makes it illegal to drive a vehicle without registration plates, and upon conviction, one faces a maximum sentence of 2 years in prison or a fine of 200,000 shillings or both. Juliet Naloga, NTV.
Now, that story will guide us tonight. We do ask you to share with us your thoughts on the advice by the Ministry of Works and Transport to motorists whose registration plates were stolen to simply pay for replacement plates. We do ask you to send in your comments on our social media platforms. Now, moving on tonight, the opposition Uganda People's Congress Party has backed calls to adopt the secret ballot voting method for the upcoming local and women council elections slated to be held next month. UPC President Jimmy Akena asked the Electoral Commission of Uganda to deploy the biometric voter verification kits during the polls to ensure a free and fair electoral process. Now, this is at variance with the cabinet order to hold the polls by lining up method. However, the Electoral Commission spokesperson, Julius Muchunguzi, stated that the Commission is legally mandated to conduct the elections using the lineup method. He added that only Parliament can make any changes to the voting procedure through the appropriate legislative process.
LC2 elections, which UPC intends to participate fully, but will raise the concern. The level we have been treated, the funding of iPod, which was supposed to be for parties, has been treated like somebody's personal purse. If I try to break it down, how much NRM spent in this last election, this money for the villages, I don't know for what level, what, billions. And yet the other political players, they try, even the little you're due, they're trying always to block it, which they did. This is the context where we're going into the LC1, LC2 election. One issue which I object to, this issue of queuing. They should actually do everything possible and let us have voting. These machines which we spent so much money on, which failed to work for the presidential, let them work for LC1. We spend the money on the machines. Don't want them to stick them to get to run.
The law is very clear. It states that election of village or cell council and parish or ward council chairpersons shall be by the electorate lining up behind the candidates nominated for that office or their representatives, portraits or symbols. If any people have any concerns about the existing electoral laws, the address to take them is Parliament. The 12th Parliament is coming in. If Ugandans have any matters they wish to change in terms of the laws that govern elections, that is the body, that is the house, that is the address. What is happening at the Commission is that the Commission is making the necessary arrangements, making the necessary processes to ensure that that decision of government, decision of cabinet is implemented. And once that process has been concluded, the Commission will come out and inform the country formally and officially about the dates, about the processes, about the procedures, and any other matter that Ugandans need to know in preparation for these elections.
Now, there are near impossible travel conditions in New York today with warnings of a major storm hitting the U.S. East Coast. The National Weather Service says parts of the country have seen over 22 inches of snowfall, with over 15 inches in New York's Central Park. Now, the winter storm warnings do stretch all the way from North Carolina to northern Maine, with warnings also in place in parts of eastern Canada. More than 5,000 flights into and out of the U.S. have been cancelled so far, with hundreds of thousands of people left without power. Now, Moses Muchtale is in Boston, from where he shares the extent of this crisis with a Ugandan-born resident based there.
Today we bring you a story of Ronnie Chigundu, a mechanic that resides here in Boston. He is one of the most popular, meaning, you go all the way down, it was around here, which is roughly 18 or 19, to operate a business in such a time as this. We found him in the morning clearing the snow and shoveling by himself, because many times whenever you have such storms, you don't have enough employees on your garage. So Ron is going to tell us his story and how things have been for him.
First of all, business is a challenge. So whoever planning to start up a business, you are owning a challenge already. See, at 6:30, it's now close to midday. So I've been clearing the snow for almost 6 hours. In such situations, some people don't even leave their houses. So it is you to feel like the backbone of the business. In case of such situations, like now, if I had enough, I would have hired someone to come and clear the snow, but it's a branch of dollars that I don't have today. So if you can't do the work, have the money ready for you, you can employ your money to do the job.
I just want to give you a rough estimate of how much the snow is that we received. David, they have cleared this a little bit, so it's pushed all the way back. But just to give you a clear picture, it was around here. So meaning, you go all the way down, it was around here, which is roughly 18 or 19 inches, which comes to that. Roughly, let's say 20 inches of snow. So that's a lot of snow if you're going to use, to do it yourself. So that's why sometimes people choose to either have someone do it for you. If you're doing it yourself, it's a lot of time, a lot of effort you have to put it in. One of the hardest parts about the aftermath of such a heavy storm is that for people like Ronnie who have businesses, you have to either choose to incur costs in hiring people to help you clear the snow, or you have to do it yourself. And sometimes it can take up to 5 or 6 hours just clearing the snow, making sure that the businesses keep running. And then for other Ugandans as well who have cars, the day after such a heavy storm, you find that your car is buried in snow and you have to take enough time to clear it, and driving also becomes hard during such storms. So there's a lot of caution that goes into this, and perhaps it's also a message for those of you out there who may think that life in the diaspora is as easy as it appears or looks on the screens.
Thank you, Moses, for giving us perspective on what is happening there. Just to put it out there, my producer says he can give a hand of help, just to put it out there. Well, we'll move on today and actually put our insight into the 3 pillars of Lent. Father Frederick Kaserika looks at the 3rd pillar, which is almsgiving, why and how one should fast during this season.
I welcome you back, our dear viewers, and I want to share with you this message of Lent. I want to discuss with you in this Lenten season the 3 pillars of Lent. And lastly, it is almsgiving. In this period of time, we are called upon to love one another, to be near the unprivileged, to be near the unfortunate. Dear brothers and sisters, your Lent and my Lenten season will be meaningless and useless if we don't take care of the needy. From all the money, from all the property you have, take some time, go visit hospitals, go visit the sick, the suffering, the elderly, and the needy. We have very many houses around of the needy. We have very many hospitals around. Go, spare some time and go and do acts of charity. From the money maybe you have been spending in bars, in outings, and so on and so forth. So those are the 3 pillars of this season of Lent.
Well, happy Lent season. Well, we'll be taking a short break, but just to remind you of a poll question tonight. We did ask that you share with us your thoughts on the advice given by the Ministry of Works and Transport to motorists whose registration plates were stolen to simply pay for replacement plates. Please do go to our social media platforms. Would love to hear from you. We'll take a short break, but here is still to come. Still to come on NTV Tonight. Our regular feature Eco Talk returns, and tonight we head to the Mpanga Nature Center in Mpigi, a community-driven initiative that merges traditional knowledge and education. And finally, as Uganda intensifies efforts to industrialize, financial institutions are recalibrating their branch networks to align their moves with production hubs.
Banking has never been this easy. Bank Kumapesa with DFCU. Your phone is your bank. No queues, no forms, just banking. Anywhere, anytime. Here's how you get started. Step 1, dial *240#. Step 2, select language. Step 3, accept registration. Step 4, account terms and conditions. Step 5, enter account number. Step 6, enter NIN for Ugandans or passport number for international. Step 7, answer security question. Now, dial *240# anytime to pay bills, buy airtime, send money, load floats, manage cards, and even grab a loan of up to 5 million shillings. Welcome to DFCU Bank Kumapesa. Real banking convenience on your Mapesa phone.
DFCU, going further together.
Sometimes dirt can give us something back. That's why I use new Omo. With naturally derived stain removers, it penetrates deep to reach the toughest stains for unbeatable stain removal.
Mothers of Africa.
Mama, will I ever be the best doctor in Uganda?
Well, you've got to be like a geisha bar. Staying strong and go on so far. Never give up till you reach your goal.
Okay, Mama. I'll be strong and go so far. Lasting long like this geisha bar.
Strong and last long.
Like geisha.
You've read the headlines. Girls dropping out of school, lost futures. But what if we could turn all that into a story only they could tell?
Action!
These are girls supported by the European Union. This project helps keep them in school. It's giving them the foundations they need to change their world.
Together, Tukola, built by Ugandans, backed by the European Union.
Ebiseera bibadde bikaluba ddala. Nakyusa nagenda ku detergent ya layisi. Nalina okwoza buli kimu emirundi 2. So saalina kyakola naddeyo ku Ariel.
Ariel, okuyonja okwenda amadala mulooza lumu lwokka.
This is my brother Miracle. Even his rivals love him.
Has magical skills. Has 2 hungry. Yes.
He brings the game to life. My brother might be blind, but for him, football is not just about what we see.
He's running and he's
but what we feel.
This is NTV Tonight.
Welcome back. Glad to know you're still watching NTV Tonight. Now, in July 2025, a couple in Ntv, Deborah and David Mutaga, were brutally murdered by an assailant who is still on the run, sending shockwaves across the country. 8 months later, the killer who was captured on CCTV killing, assessing the home has never been captured, with hopes of finding him continuing to dwindle. The couple had just hosted a dinner at their residence when the assailant attacked them an hour later. Now, police spokesperson Chitu Marusoke tells NTV that the police are still looking for the killer, on whom they have placed a 60 million shilling bounty. Sudobia Hanga revisits this matter, which has already been added to the statistics of the various unresolved high-profile murders.
Ntv is known for its international airport, vibrant lakeside promenade, and its proximity to State House and other key military installations, all of which make Ntv one of the safest places to live in. The town's tranquility was put to a test on a day when a double murder of a couple was recorded, creating a stark contrast to what had been considered a safe and serene community. It was around 11 p.m. on 6th July 2025 in Lukonjo Nachiwogo Cell in Entebbe municipality when David Mutaga and his wife Deborah Mutaga were brutally murdered in what was described as a calculated execution-style killing. The couple had spent less than 2 years in Uganda after they returned from Switzerland, where they had lived and worked for over 30 years. This story sent shockwaves across the nation because the killer did not steal anything, but instead ended the lives of the rich and humble couple. The killer stabbed the two in the chest, targeting their hearts, a sign that he was a trained killer. The NTV team revisited this scene to document this murder case that adds to many unresolved high-profile murders recorded in the country. This is the home of the late Mutaga in Lugonjo Nachiwo Goseli in Ntv. It is a quiet residential area, and the houses are subtle and harmonious. Eight months later, it is still marked and guarded as a crime scene, but the police officers stay inside one of the guest wings. The home has 360 degrees CCTV camera coverage, which would make anyone believe that even a shadow would be noticed and recorded by the cameras. On this side of the road next to their house, there are thorny plants and small bamboo shrubs acting as hedges before reaching the perimeter wall. NTV reconstructed the scene.
When you observe carefully, opposite this very perimeter wall, there is a building that is still under construction, meaning there are hardly any people who could have seen him going inside. And that's why he took this very advantage, or made use of this advantage, to gain access without being noticed. When you observe further, next to the perimeter wall, there is overgrown bamboo that gives cover to the perimeter wall that is inside. Thus, he used that very, very bush to climb onto the avocado that is above the perimeter fence and then jumped inside the compound of the property.
According to sources, the assailant entered the sitting room where it is believed that Mutanga was taking wine shortly after hosting relatives for dinner, which ended at around 10 p.m. However, there was no sign of breaking into the sitting room. After entering, the assailant first had a scuffle with the late Mutaga. The killer, it is suspected, overpowered Mutaga and stabbed him multiple times in the chest. As this was happening, Deborah Mutaga was in the master bedroom on the first floor making phone calls to the workers who had just left after cleaning the dishes. John Paul Chabagu was one of the first responders and is a cousin of the Shamba boy of the late Mutaga.
Prepared a lot of food and what. So they brought for us also. So as we were still enjoying the food that they brought for us, again my brother received a call from the boss, the lady, which was saying that, Leonard, please, can you kindly hurry up and come back? We are in trouble. We have been attacked. Dad is in danger. He has been beaten seriously. Please come and help us.
After receiving the distress call from the late Deborah Mutaga, everyone panicked.
When they had the boss calling for help, they immediately got my motorbike. My motorbike is there. It is the one they used. They immediately got my motorbike. My brother sat with my sister. They immediately ran to the gate. When they reached there, they found the gate open. But my sister told my brother, first wait, don't enter first, because the gate is open. As the gate was open, Mzee was already lying in the compound. But when they saw that Mzee was lying in the compound, they didn't realize whether he's dead or still alive. So what came to them immediately is, let's go run to the police.
The Shamba boy lived about 3 kilometers away, and the police station is about 2 kilometers from Mutaga's residence. Upon opening the gate when police arrived, they found the body of the late Mutaga in a pool of blood less than a meter from the gate. During this frantic moment, while the Shamba boy was liaising with police, the assailant had already exited their home using a small door of the remote-controlled gate.
Me, I went when the police. I found the police when the police has also just reached. So the police came with the police dog. It first moved around, it searched, but it didn't move so far. It reached there and then it came back so it didn't get something much.
The killer dragged the late Mutaga to the gate and asked him to open it before attacking his wife.
Because it showed that Mzee was trying to open for the thug. Because we even found the keys. This time around, he didn't use the remote because the gate was a two-way. You could either use a remote or you could use it.
Yes, so this time he used
the keys. So,
in the CCTV audio released by police, the killer is heard complaining that Mutaga's children had attained education, yet he's at home suffering.
You suffer. Your children have studied. Me, I'm not studying. I'm at home suffering.
This, police suspect the killer was trying to disguise himself as an envious relative of the Mutagas. The killer father says, Matuga, come and take your husband to hospital.
Wait! Matuga! Come and help your husband! Your husband is here dying.
The deceased name was Deborah Florence Mutaga, meaning that he missed the first name and family name. He cannot be a relative of the deceased. This also means that he had a script of how he would execute the murder, but failed to memorize the names of his victims.
And that was okay, but
and masked to avoid leaving his DNA anywhere. However, police had a chance to comb the living room where the killer first fought with the late Mutaga before he was overpowered. Another possible source of evidence is the area where the assailant climbed from.
So we went inside. There was some bit of fighting because blood was all over the house inside the sitting room.
After that, the killer ran back to the house through the wooden front door and climbed to the master bedroom where he found Deborah Mutaga and using the same knife, stabbed her several times in the chest.
I called the body together with the police and we put it in the police car.
When you saw the body, did you see she fought?
Yeah, when we saw the body, it was
Madame's body.
Yeah, Madame's body. There was also a big fight because according to the blood, there was sliding water in the blood, and it showed that there was also some kind of fighting.
Was the door broken?
The door was not broken. The door was okay, but
you think she opened for the thug or she forgot to lock?
Me, to my thinking, I think maybe because of over fearing, or she wanted to help Mzee. That's when she opened it to go and help.
What did you see on the stairs going up? Was there blood? Were there blood stains?
Blood was all over the stairs.
Going up to the master bedroom?
Up to the master bedroom. Blood was all over from the sitting room to the master bedroom. Blood was all over.
If Madame died in the bedroom, how did the stains get to the stairs?
I think it go to the stairs. The blood go to the stairs after this person fighting Mzee down, because Mzee was pierced from down here and the blood was all over the sitting room. They had some fight, what. So after he moved, after stepping into the blood.
A long-time friend who had worked with the couple for over 20 years and was a friend to Mutaga's late father told NTV that Mutaga was the heir of their family and they had property in Ntv Chitoro zone.
I used to execute some errands for the couple.
She also said that she was not aware of any land wrangles involving the Mutagas.
She would never heard them complaining about any family wrangle. I recall the time when I spent the day with Mrs. Mutaga. She said, "We used to fear Uganda, but we can confirm that the country is now safe." I wish they had gone back to Switzerland. They were very happy to be back.
We moved around the area trying to identify homes with CCTV cameras that would be helpful in this investigation. The first government CCTV camera is about a kilometer away from Mutaga's home.
Although the police camera, which is about 200 meters from here, could be a long-distance camera, it cannot go beyond this very corner that is sharp, and it creates an obstacle for it to see anything beyond this very spot. And when you look on the sides of the road, both left and right, there's no single home that has CCTV cameras installed on their perimeter walls. Meaning, this camera may not aid the police in the investigations unless the suspect that went and attacked the home of the late Mutaga passed through this very directional route.
We urge that since that murder of the late Mutaga, surely we have started discussing with our superiors to see that they talk to the authority concerned that cameras should be installed.
About 900 meters away is another home with a CCTV camera at the gate. Towards the hill as you leave this area, there is another police camera nearly 2 kilometers away. The nearest police post or station is Ntv Central Police Station, which is exactly 2.5 kilometers away.
You have footage from the CCTV that was in the compound and everywhere. What has become so hard to identify the suspect?
Again, that one is also an investigative detail. And those particular officers who did the analysis of the video evidence, which I'm not privy to at the moment.
The police first arrested the Shamba boy and the maid, but later released them because there was no enough evidence linking them to the murder of their bosses.
As police, should we arrest you and find that the information we are extracting from you or the evidence that is emerging is not sufficient, we'll let you go free. It will, of course, murders and other huge crimes of that nature, sometimes even in other countries and jurisdictions, take time. But we have hope that one day we shall make a breakthrough.
Are there some family members of that couple that police have tried to pick interest in to see if they can help in the investigation?
In respect to family members, I do not have information. That is a little of a deeper detail of the investigators, which I've not come into contact with.
Do you have any idea or clue of what was the motive?
As PRO, no. As investigators, they have not yet shared it because, like I've told you, all the arrests that have been made so far have not yet made substantive yields.
The maid, according to the family, is still traumatized by the events that unfolded at the time. Thus, she could not speak to NTV. Police put a bounty of 60 million shillings for anyone who would volunteer information that would lead to the arrest of the killer. But 8 months later, no one has come forward with that information, meaning police must work harder using technology to zero in on the killer. Fearing for their lives, since the suspect is still at large, the children of the deceased, who are Swiss citizens, repatriated the bodies of their parents and buried them in Switzerland. To date, the police are still guarding the home as a crime scene. During the time of filming, a policeman fired about 8 rounds of ammunition at our drone before we landed it in the neighborhood.
This is one of the longest guarded crime scenes I have ever seen in an investigation in Uganda.
Nansana, several Muslim clerics were murdered, and up to now, the perpetrators are still on the run. Unresolved murders would mean that killers on the run can hit a different target again and maybe get away with it. Sudhir Yarhanga, NTV.
Thank you very much, Sudhir Yarhanga, for taking us back memory lane, which is very sad, very unfortunate. And as much as it doesn't look like it, we hope that justice will be served someday for all these unresolved murders. We're now moving on. At the edge of Mpanga Forest in Mpigi district stands the Mpanga Nature Center, a community-driven conservation initiative that merges traditional knowledge, environmental education and responsible tourism. Established over 2 decades ago, the center has become a model for how communities can protect forests while benefiting from them. This is Ntv Ecotalk.
Mpanga Nature Center is located at the edge of Mpanga Forest, one of central Uganda's ecologically rich natural forests. The center began as a simple campsite in the year 2000 with a vision of providing an outdoor facility where visitors could engage with nature while supporting forest conservation.
Another objective was the campsite was started to involve the community around here, and the community can be empowered to protect the forest. Another objective was to empower the...
Of Mpanga Forest in Mpigi district stands the Mpanga Nature Center, a community-driven conservation initiative that merges traditional knowledge, environmental education and responsible tourism. Established over 2 decades ago, the center has become a model for how communities can protect forests while benefiting from them. This is Ntv Ecotalk.
Mpanga Nature Center is located at the edge of Mpanga Forest, one of central Uganda's ecologically rich natural forests. The center began as a simple campsite in the year 2000 with a vision of providing an outdoor facility where visitors could engage with nature while supporting forest conservation.
Another objective was the campsite was started to involve the community around here, and the community can be empowered to protect the forest. Another objective was to empower the young generation.
With support from Green Bull Safaris, the center expanded its facilities, bolstering community-based conservation programs that place local people at the heart of forest protection. One of the center's key conservation strategies is working with forest user groups. These include water fetchers, firewood collectors, medicinal plant gatherers, and traditional spiritual leaders, communities whose lives are deeply connected to the forest.
So that component of forest user groups, they collect water from the forest, they pick firewood from the forest, and they have shrines in the forest, and they collect medicine from the forest.
Education is another core pillar of Mpanga Nature Center. Through eco schools and eco clubs, learners are introduced to the benefits of forests, merging traditional ecological wisdom with scientific knowledge.
And then we bring them at Mpanga Nature Center. We explain the benefits of the forest and its ecosystem. And we take them into the forest and we give them some practical examples. We show them species of trees that are medicinal.
So what we do is we do teach conservation education. We, of course, in regards to the Mpanga Forest Reserve and the general ecosystem, our goal is to make sure that we have, I think, a more ecologically literate generation.
Mpanga Nature Center also champions ethical and responsible tourism. Visitor numbers are limited to reduce ecological impact, and all forest visits are coordinated with the National Forestry Authority.
We don't exceed 6 people when we are going bird watching, when we are going butterflies, when there is a nocturnal walk. Then another key component here of ethical tourism, the money that comes from our responsible handling of our tourism activities, we have created a clean water source for the community, so that the community should not go into the forest, but they should get clean water nearby their property, which they can drink and they can use.
Mpanga Forest is surrounded by 5 villages. To ensure proper management, access is restricted, and the forest is currently open to the public only on weekends.
And that's Saturdays and Sundays. For the purposes of firewood collection, water collection, medicine, worship, nature walks, anything of the kind. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, 2 of the villages are completely not allowed in the forest because of how reckless they have been using the forest, especially our drum-making communities from Pambide and Ndugu, I think.
To combat habitat loss, the leading cause of species decline, the center promotes on-farm multi-species habitat management. Here, farmers living outside the forest are encouraged to plant native trees, creating alternative habitats and easing the pressure on the forest.
We identified some farmers with very good native trees on their properties. These native trees act as corridors or connectivity. When they don't get enough food to eat in the forest, some species go to those habitats. We contact them and we partner with them, and they leave those habitats intact on their property. If a farmer has more native species and another one has less native species, or he's near the wetland and he's not depleting the wetland, there is a category decided by the community how much money should that person get.
Welcome back. Let us now talk some sports. Uganda's tourism sector has Uganda's tourism sector has reached a defining moment following the launch of a new tourism strategic plan, a framework designed to usher in a new era for the industry. The plan, launched by the Tourism Minister, Tom Butemi, presents past challenges and a roadmap for the future, placing tourism at the center of Uganda's national development. We have more.
Speaking during the ministry's top management retreat, Tourism Minister Tom Butemi said the sector has fully recovered from the COVID-19 disruptions and is now positioned as a frontline contributor to Uganda's revenue and development agenda. The government is targeting up to $50 billion in tourism revenue in the next few years.
Tourism has rightly been identified as one of the ATM sectors with an ambitious requirement to grow 25-fold, targeting revenues in the order of $50 billion. This is not business as usual. It demands that tourism must transform, compete, and succeed in our increasingly competitive global environment.
Domestic tourism has shown remarkable resilience. Visitor numbers rose to 2.8 million in 2023, a 15% increase above the pre-COVID figure of 2.42 million. This growth demonstrates that Uganda's tourism industry has not only recovered, but surpassed previous
national development. We have more.
Speaking during the ministry's top management retreat, Tourism Minister Tombo Time said the sector has fully recovered from the COVID-19 disruptions and is now positioned as a frontline contributor to Uganda's revenue and development agenda. The government is targeting up to $50 billion in tourism revenue in the next few years.
Tourism has rightly been identified as one of the ATM sectors with an ambitious requirement to grow 25-fold, targeting revenues in the order of US dollars 50 billion. This is not business as usual. It demands that tourism must transform, compete, and succeed in our increasingly competitive global environment.
Domestic tourism has shown remarkable resilience. Visitor numbers rose to 2.8 million in 2023, a 15% increase above the pre-COVID figure of 2.42 million. This growth demonstrates that Uganda's tourism industry has not only recovered, but surpassed previous levels.
We registered more visitors. For the first time, we went above the pre-COVID numbers. So we are fully back in business in terms of tourism revenue, in terms of tourism numbers, and we're now pushing in an extra gear to make sure we achieve the 25-fold growth that we've set ourselves to as tourism in the next National Development Plan 4, which we are implementing now.
Tourism officials emphasize that while the targets provide a solid foundation.
All those factors now have been cleared. We don't know what you are remaining with, why you continue to be high, because 15% or 18% interest rate for a manufacturer whose return is probably 12% would be difficult for you to lend to the manufacturers and then recover your money in time.
We sell what our customers have brought to us, the customer deposits. Once they come in expensively the way it is currently, you will see interest rates are slightly higher. However, we are looking towards mobilizing some cheaper deposits from our customers. So as we embrace more customers saving with us, we will definitely also try to look at how best the lending rates can also go down.
Banks are increasingly eyeing Uganda's industrial parks, positioning themselves closer to the manufacturing sector that contributes 16.5% of the gross domestic product and generates nearly 18 trillion shillings in the annual tax revenue.
So what that means is that we have brought convenience to our customers within the industrial park. This not only means the corporate customers, but also the personal customers, both within the industrial park and the environs. So clearly, we are on the journey of transforming the lives and businesses of the community around.
For manufacturers, access to capital, not just access to a branch, remains the bottom line. Betty Ndagire, NTV Business.
More in business tonight. Secondary school students across Uganda will take part in a 2026 cycle of the Junior Achievement Company program, an entrepreneurship initiative that allows learners to start and run for real businesses within their schools.
I participated in the African Company of the Year competition under Junior Achievement, and I won a prize called the Delta Airlines Girl Leads Camp, where the participants will be representing their countries in Accra, Ghana, where we have mentorship, digital marketing, entrepreneurship, and STEM-based opportunities from different successful African ladies over the continent. What this award means to me is a message to young girls out there who are oppressed, who believe they don't have the capability to achieve, that they can make something out of themselves, that they don't have to shy back from such opportunities. And I advise them to take every opportunity that they can to the fullest.
Our Junior Achievement Uganda
of the community around.
For manufacturers, access to capital, not just access to a branch, remains the bottom line. Betty Ndagire, NTV Business.
More in business tonight. Secondary school students across Uganda will take part in a 2026 cycle of the Junior Achievement Company program, an entrepreneurship initiative that allows learners to start and run for real businesses within their schools.
I participated in the African Company of Year competition under Junior Achievement, and I won a prize called the Delta Airlines Girl Leads Camp, where the participants will be representing their countries in Accra, Ghana, where we have mentorship, digital marketing, entrepreneurship, and STEM-based opportunities from different successful African ladies over the continent. What this award means to me is a message to young girls out there who are oppressed, who believe they don't have the capability to achieve, that they can make something out of themselves, that they don't have to shy back from such opportunities. And I advise them to take every opportunity that they can to the fullest.
Our Junior Achievement Uganda company program is very much in sync with the new curriculum, which also requires students to come up with projects within the schools. And this, we have also seen schools coming to us, asking us to guide their students through our Junior Achievement clubs to get better at their projects in their new curriculum.
Supports this because we want the students to develop their financial literacy ideas so that they're able to manage their finances well, but also to be ready for the world of work. So if they don't get formal employment, then they can start their own enterprise that are going to give them money. So that's what we support, to see them have an all-round.
Well, speaking sports now, the 2026 national at Janan Secondary School with the 7th edition of the Elite Games that will feature 86 teams in 6 sports disciplines, and those do include netball, basketball and so much more.
The 7th edition of the Elite Secondary School Games. This is like a preparatory championship for the teams that are going to participate in the main course, that is the USS Games, that are going to run the whole of this year. The attendance this time, I would say it's around 99%. All the teams that actually participated and the big teams have confirmed participation. We have organized it in a way that in these 3 days, we have teams play each other. That's why we are putting volleyball, netball, and basketball in a round-robin format. That is what we have suggested, so that they can get that glimpse of playing each other, so that they can feel each other before they go to begin the main championships. And for football, we have made them into groups, two groups, but we're playing at least 2 games. Since we have around 5 in a group, we'll be playing 2 matches a day. And by Sunday, that's when we shall be closing.
We have been preparing and are waiting for this very day to come. Looking at my girls in netball, of course they have worked hard, and they also expect to face all the teams.
I want to assure you that we've come back stronger as St. Mary's Chitende. Looking at this first Elite tournament, we are ready and we've come for all the trophies.
Now, Uganda has clinched 3 bronze medals at the Junior Uganda International Badminton Championship that ended this afternoon at the Indoor Arena in Lugogo. Take a look.
We didn't have enough time because my partner was not around.
Format. That is what we have suggested, so that they can get that glimpse of playing each other, so that they can feel each other before they go to begin the main championships. And for football, we have made them into groups, two groups, but we're playing at least 2 games. Since we have around 5 in a group, we'll be playing 2 matches a day. And by Sunday, that's when we shall be closing.
We have been preparing and are waiting for this very day to come. Looking at my girls in netball, of course they have worked hard, and they also expect to face all the teams.
I want to assure you that we've come back stronger as St. Mary's Chitende. Looking at this first elite tournament, we are ready and we've come for all the trophies.
Now, Uganda has clinched 3 bronze medals at the Junior Uganda International Badminton Championship that ended this afternoon at the Indoor Arena in Lugogo. Take a look.
We didn't have enough time because my partner was not around, but still we performed at our level best. We're going to perfect our skills, the endurance and everything. We're going to work on the good communication because communication is key in doubles, so we have to work on that.
Competition was really tough, and the opponents were also good, and it was a really good experience playing with them. I lacked some aspects during my game. I lacked some speed, some consistency, and also the technique was still not right somehow.
I feel very happy and glad. I don't know, just really happy. Contribute to my parents for sure, because they give me a lot of support. Yonex for sure for sponsoring, and definitely all my coaches that helped prepare me for this.
It was a tough match, and you know, during Ramadan it's hard to fast as well and play the tournaments. So it's been alhamdulillah, I appreciate God for all of this, and alhamdulillah, I've won 2 gold medals now.
Well, now, preparations for the 13th edition of the Javok Open Basketball Championship that is slated for the 7th of March 2026 have intensified at St. Joseph's Vocational School in Mbarara. This year's edition will ride on the theme Driving Towards TB Awareness and Education, following a Ministry of Health partnership with the organizers to create a healthy environment using sport as a tool.